Craftin' Abby, and I'm back with another project for you. This time, this is an altered mini slash journal for a custom client order of mine. She actually lives in Oregon, so I'm gonna where I just came from, of course. So I'm gonna be mailing this to her along with a couple other things that she's having me make for her. So I wanted to kind of document what I was making, and also it's a design team project for Mon Ami Gabby, but I'll have my official design team project video separate from this. I just want to show the completed one for that one. So what I have is this material that I picked up, I don't even know how long ago it was, within the last few years, I guess. Joann's, Walmart, Michael's, or not Michael's, Hobby Lobby, I'm not sure where I got it from. But it's just, it almost looks like burlap kind of. I love the texture and the color of that. So I knew I wanted this to be the base of my, we'll call it for a mini album, because that's what she's calling it, my client. Anyway, so what I did is I roughly cut out 5x7, or excuse me, this is 10 and this is by about a little over 7, and then when I fold it in half, it equals out to about a 5x7 album. And I went ahead and stitched along the edges here. I put two pieces together, and what you're hearing inside there is just this paper I had left over from a prior project. I just cut a little bit and I put it in there for two reasons. One, it gives it kind of some stability a little bit, and then two, who doesn't like that noise, right? So it's kind of like the mixed stitch ones you can get from Lenny Blooms, or like what Maya Road puts out, their little journals, which I love. And I have one here I can actually show you. I had it open because I was looking at the inside. This one's going to show up on my playlist, all of my prior design team projects and prior projects I've made on my own just for fun. But this actual base of this came from Maya Road, and it's one of their, you know, kind of canvas burlappy type of journals. So instead of going out and buying another one, I thought, oh, I'm just gonna make my own because I have a ton of this kind of material. So that's what I did, and then now I'm just gonna go down the middle and get it put together so it's all stuck together, and I'm gonna really embellish this really cute and pretty. And this is my little sewing machine. It's called the Sewing Genie. I say it kind of fast. I got this from my niece and I love it. It's cute. It's perfect for me. I'm not like a seamstress by any means, so it works perfectly for my paper and all of my crafting. So my client, she loved my handmade flowers I made early this year for a fair, and I had some extras, and she really loved this color of kind of blue. So this is going to be kind of the focal point, but I'm probably going to mix in maybe some of these cream ones, and like this one's a little bit more white, but probably this one here, I'm not sure. As you guys know with my design process, maybe that one too, I think that was really pretty. These are all made with vintage laces and stuff, but I just love them. They're so fun and easy to make. But as you guys know, I kind of you know, pull from a ton of different things. I won't go through every single thing here because it's a lot of stuff, but I have a lot of different flowers. So obviously some Mon Ami Gabby things that I have of my own stash, plus what was sent to me as a design team member. I've got some vintage buttons here, got some little bonbons here I might glue on there. I pulled out my keys. I might want to put a key in here or something, some different trims. I have a couple different stamps for background and texture and banners, that kind of thing. I might do that, I don't know for sure. And then just some different you know, embellishments that I might use on the project. And then I grabbed my Distress Crackle Paint in Tattered Rose. I might want to put some of that on there, I'm not sure yet. And then the paper collections that I'm going to be pulling from, I'm going to, again, I might be using this pad, I'm not sure yet. From the Glitz Spritz, this is the Vintage Blue. This is the Pebbled Stack, and I like this one because I really like this blue slate back here, and I love that texture that's on that paper, so I might use that. And then I just pulled out of my Webster's Pages kits and papers that I have. I just pulled a variety of the papers following that blue, the blues tones, and kind of the beige color palette. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. And then some different ribbons and trims that are in my little containers here and here from Mon Ami Gabby. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll come back on and let you ladies see this when it's all done. Or if I'm doing a really cool kind of fun technique, I might turn the cam back on and share with you what I'm doing. So I will see you in just a little bit. Hi ladies, I am back, and what you are looking at is the completed fabric book, and I love how this turned out. I'm so very pleased. I did send a sneak peek to my client, and she loved it, and she said I was a tease because she wanted to see the rest of it, but I really want her to be surprised when she opens up the package and sees the fabric book that I have designed and created for her as one of my commission projects. So you can see here that I use quite a bit of the different items and goodies and embellishments and trims that I shared with you in the first part of the video on this project. And as per usual, I did add some extras that I did not originally share because the creative process, it's always a journey and different things evolve as I'm going along the process of building the project. So this is just so cute. I love how thick and chunky this is. I'm going to be mailing this in a box with some other items that I've made for her, so I wasn't concerned about trying to make this not too thick or chunky. And I just think it turned out so cute. I love it. It's very shabby chic. It's very her color palette, which you know, was one of my favorite things to do, is to create and design something for people in the colors and patterns that they want. So disclaimer, ignore my fingernails please. I've been inking and stamping and just crafting like crazy, and I just haven't had time to fix up my nails, so I apologize for that. Anyway, so up here in the corner, this is one of the lace flowers that I have made before, and she saw this when I still lived in Oregon and she loved it, and I wanted to incorporate that on to this project. So you could say that this flower is the inspiration, the leaping point for this entire project. So I'm just going to point out what's Mon Ami Gabby as I go along, because it is also a design team project for them, in addition as a project for my client. So this is some gold ribbon from Mon Ami Gabby, as well as all of this actually is the lace, the round pearl sprays, which I love, and the blue spray, which is something I think I shared with you. I can't remember in the beginning or not. And on the leaves, I just took some of that pearl trim and adhered it to the leaf just to kind of make it look a little bit, you know, dressed up. And that's a vintage button in the middle, and this lace is from my grandma's stash, so she's getting a little bit of me in this project as well. Here you can see, and on the bottom of the book, I did some stenciling, used one of my Prima stamps at the top, and then down here on the bottom, yes, some of it's covered up, but that's kind of what I was going for. I just want little peaks of that additional texture and layers there. And then I took some of that pearl mesh, cut a long enough strip off to kind of line the book. These are some word beads, wood word beads that I picked up from Walmart, I think, and it says the word love, because the base of this book, the theme of this book per se, is to be about love and kind of romance. She wants to put pictures of her and her husband in this, and you know, pictures of when they were courting, things like that. So this is one of the fabric butterflies, and I do have a video where I shared a quick tip with how I was able to give these some dimension, this flat fabric. I'll link that below, but please also make sure you check out my new playlist, which is called Quick Tips with Abby, and that will be included in there as well. This is some more of the Mon Ami Gabby trim along some of that blue lace, which is from my grandma's stash. And then the spine of the book, I have the Chinese braid and more of that same lace from Mon Ami Gabby, as you can see. And then that trim wraps all the way around, and I did some different colors of stickles on little parts of this gorgeous, gorgeous Webster's Pages paper. And that is what I've used throughout the entire album, is Webster's Pages. I love their papers. They are just absolutely beautiful pages. And then on the bottom, because I always kind of sign my projects, I just put a little strip back here with my crafty name, at least my name for now. And then I also stamped just some different, you know, text images and things on the back of this, just to kind of give a little bit of visual interest as in another additional layer of texture as well. So it just feels really nice in your fingers, you know, in your hands when you're holding it, because it's soft and it's got that crinkle sound, and you feel the texture from the stickles on the back. I just love that. And so on the butterfly here, I did put some of those little tiny bonbons from Mon Ami Gabby. Those are no longer stocked in the their shop, but they do have some available in their warehouse in the clearance section, but they are going to be bringing these back, I've heard. So make sure you go check those out, because I love them. They're awesome. And then what I used to tie this on was some Mon Ami Gabby trim as well, and I intentionally frayed the edges of that ribbon to kind of match that kind of shabby look. And then I just love all the different bits of the book, which I made from fabric. I love how it's got strings hanging off. It's that total shabby chic vibe. So just all you do to get into this is just untie this vintage bow trim I have. And then here is page 1, and I'm going to zoom you in so I can keep it flat. and share with you, and I'll hold it up when I come across something pretty cool, I suppose. So on this page here, you can see this is just another really gorgeous strip of the Webster's Pages paper. I put some more of the gold Chinese braid, or actually a different color Chinese braid. On the spine is a cream. And then here's two more of those butterflies. This is some of the paper wrapped wire from Mon Ami Gabby, and I just, you know, made a little swirly-doos at the base and the top to kind of have this visual of the butterflies are kind of fluttering and flying along with the one here in the paper. And then oh, there's one down here in the corner as well. I think I'm going to be going back and actually adding some more of these bonbons because I do like how that looks. I did this at the very last, so I am going to go back in after this video and incorporate these onto these butterflies as well. I just had forgot to do that before I started the video, but I don't want to restart it, so we're just going to keep going. So here is one of the word pieces, you know, cutouts on the Webster's Pages paper collection I use, and this is a photo mat for her, and it's got just some really pretty faint script on there. I love that. And then the next page, this is a wood word piece, and this is from Michaels. I kind of did an ombre inking effect. I inked it with some of the broken china distressing from Tim Holtz, and then, you know, I just went kind of heavy on the edges and lighter towards the center, and then I just used some of the heavy embossing powder on top to give it that really fun glossy look. And then there's some more of that gold trim tied off of the L there. And then down here I have a little floral cluster of some different Mon Ami Gabby paper flowers, trims, more of the pearl spray, and then topped on top of this leaf here. I'll come back through at the very end and kind of show these elements up closer. And then down here I have some stickles on this paper, which I thought turned out really pretty, that really fun shimmer. I like that, just another element to add. And then up here I have another strip of that same trim, and then the pearl trim down here, and these are both photo mats, or she can choose to document and write something if she wants to. And then the next page, this is one of the crocheted, it's so gorgeous, flowers, doily flowers from Mon Ami Gabby, just so pretty. And then what I did is I took that pearl kind of trim with, that's this blue here, as you can see it's on this, you know, it's kind of like the pearl strings, the little blitz, you know, like the spray, that's what I'm trying to say. I took some and I cut it apart and just stacked the different blue pearls beads on there, and I thought that was kind of a fun look, and just tucked another one of the word cut aparts there. And then down here is some more of that trim, and then this is just another area for her to put another photo. I tried to give her a lot of real estate for photos, so that's why you're seeing such large photo mats, because I wanted to her to have a lot of places to incorporate as many pictures as she chose to, or if she has a couple smaller ones, or maybe she wants to put in, you know, some type of memorabilia from, you know, their dates when they were dating or courting. Down here in the middle, I just took some more of that lace trim from Mon Ami Gabby and the Chinese braid in kind of that cream color, ran it down the center of the book, 'cause I thought it was just a really kind of a nice, you know, way to make that centerpiece look. And this page here, this has at the bottom, this is some more of that lace. This is kind of like a belly band. And then I have a metal word charm here. This is from Making Memories, and it says adore. If I can get it to stay right for a moment, you can see that it says adore there. And then I just have some more of that trim at the bottom. And then the next page, this one was so fun, and I actually do have a video where I shared this with you. This was another quick tip with Abby, and also check out my playlist for it, but I'll also link that video in the description as well once I get it edited and put on my channel, but look for that. And so I made this with some fabric scraps, and then this is some more of the bonbons that I used as the centerpiece. And then I just looped some of that pearl trim over here, and this is just one of my stamps, just to kind of add another element of texture to the project. And then down here is a little bit of the trim, and this is also like another side belly band where she can put photos or anything like that she chooses to do. And then for the last two pages, I just took some more of that really pretty trim from Mon Ami Gabby. It's kind of an ombre of browns. I wrapped that around the top, and then just have the word journey here. And then I have some more of the gold Chinese braid at the bottom. This gives her a lot of space again to put photos or do what she likes. This last page I made into a pocket. What I did is I took some fabric and I stitched it together with my little sewing machine and made a pocket, and then I adhered it to the book itself. And then there's some more of that gold mesh trim, or excuse me, the bling mesh in kind of the gold color is what I meant to say. And then another one of the word strips. This is a gorgeous piece of some of their different appliques, and I thought that was just so pretty. And then I took some more Chinese braid to kind of front the the pocket. And then these are just some various tags which I'll take out and I'll share with you what they look like. And then over here I just have another stamped banner, and then I stamped and cut out these little butterflies, added some more of the bling mesh right there. And then on this side I just put a piece of the gold trim. That way when she's trying to put her tags away, she's not missing the back. She can see, because it, you know, it matches, it's flush there, that she can see, oh, that's where the pocket is, and then she can put the tags in. So you can see it's a really nice deep pocket, and she can put a lot of different things in addition to the tags I made for her if she chooses to do so. So here are the different tags, and these are just made from the paper collection I was working from Webster's Pages. I incorporated Mon Ami Gabby, of course, on all of the tags. This is a bit of the fabric scrap from making the book. I just stapled that on there. The backs I just left plain. I did ink them. That way she could put pictures or journal, kind of what I've been saying the whole time. This one here has a bit more of the fabric scraps. I thought it'd be kind of fun to make that, mock that as some, you know, ribbon or twine. And then here's a bit of the lace from my grandma, some staples, and then that gold trim. And then we have this one here is some more of the gold trim from Mon Ami Gabby, and then some lace. I didn't really want to put a bunch of embellishment on the tags themselves. That way she could have the freedom to flip this over. It would be flat, and she could document or put a small photo or, you know, staple or glue something to that back page if she wanted to. So this is that trim I was trying to explain on the other page, which I did a very poor job of. This comes in like a pearl spray, you can see, but it's different sizes, and it's blue, or bead spray, what do we want to call it. It's so pretty. And so I cut that apart, and I took off some of the smaller and bigger beads and put it in that flower cluster I shared a couple pages back. And then I just simply stamped the butterfly in that same broken china, just as a really cute nod to the butterflies throughout the rest of the book. And then this is some of that paper wrapped wire from Mon Ami Gabby on there. And then this one has some more of the trim from Mon Ami Gabby, and then I just tied that on there, made it real shabby. And then there's some of the flat back pearl trim there. This one is a tea stain tag that I had left over from another project. Just did some stamping again with the same ink from Tim Holtz. Put a bit of the fabric down here just to kind of ground the tag a little bit, and then just did some stamping, and then put some more of that really pretty soft trim, ombre trim. And for the last tag, I stamped 10 things I love about you, and it gives her 10 lines, and she can write out different things. Here's some more of that gold mesh bling, or excuse me, the mesh bling in kind of the gold color. I keep calling it the wrong thing, I apologize. And here's that. And this is some of the trim I'm using for the first time in this particular project from Mon Ami Gabby. It's got some really pretty vine leaves on there. I like that. I thought it's kind of tied in with that brown look. So these will just get all stacked in the back of the book, and then she can use these as she wishes, or she can even take these out and put something else in here if she wants to do that. That's the fun part about making these custom projects, that you can really design it for the person, but then give them lots of options on what they can use, what they don't want to use. They can pull something out, add something in. That's just really fun for me. So let me just kind of go through the pages again, just up close. Again, I'm going to come back in with those bonbons and put those on the butterflies, but there's each page kind of up close for you. And this was a lot of fun to do. So I am always taking custom orders all the time. If I get too backed up or something like that, you know, then I'll communicate with that person on a one-on-one basis. But I'm always taking orders, and any kind of thing I can make these kind of fabric books, different colors of fabric. If you're, that's that flower cluster I didn't share with you earlier up close. And I just inked the edges there a little bit. So if you're interested in having a fabric book made, or, you know, any kind of thing that you've seen on my YouTube channel that I've designed and created before, or, you know, pretty much any kind of crafting thing, just please shoot me an email. It's scrapandabby@gmail.com, or you can send me a private message here on YouTube, and we can work out the details of that. So I'm getting back into where I'm kind of working on getting more clients and building my commission work, which I used to do quite heavily before trigeminal neuralgia came into my life. I had to, you know, and I still have the pain and everything. And of course, as you ladies know that have been following me, I have a second facial pain on top of that. And I'm off on disability, and, you know, for my work, medical leave, I guess is the better term for that. So I craft when I can and as I'm able to, but it's also really good therapy for me because it helps distract me from the pain most of the time. But, you know, of course, I still feel the pain but this is it's an enjoyable thing for me. And you know, all of my doctors and neurosurgeons back home in Oregon have all encouraged me to do this as much as I am able to do that. So that's why I'm kind of advertising, I guess you could say. Just letting people know that I'm kind of getting back into that. And then of course, you know, as far as deadlines and that kind of stuff, we can work that out on a one-on-one basis. So there you have it. This is my fabric book for my client / friend back home in Oregon. And then you just simply take the trim here and then just tie it back. You can do like a double knot if you want. Oops. You can do like a double knot, or you can just do a bow, and I'm just choosing to do just a simple bow because I think it looks pretty. And have it back on, you know, her mantle or her bookshelf or whatever it is she's going to display this. And I think it's just a really nice piece of art to also add in home decor, in addition to being a book where she can document memories and memorabilia and photos of her and her husband when they were courting all throughout their married, you know, life. So I think it's just really fun, and I was really honored to make this for her. She's a very special person, and I just wanted to you know, really do a good job on making this for her. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to comment, you know, or email me, or send me a private message if you want. Totally can do that. Or if you have any questions on how I did any part of this book that I did not share already, please let me know. I'm more than happy to share how I do these things. I don't keep things hidden to myself. You know, I like to share and help teach people, as well as, you know, create and design for on like a customer basis. So I will see you ladies later. I have a couple more videos I got to get done, so I got to do it before my face starts acting up a lot worse than what it is already. So thanks for watching. Happy crafting, happy planning, and happy scrapping, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi ladies, you thought you were done with me, weren't you? I just wanted to come back on camera and share with you how much better the butterflies look with those little bonbons on there. So I love it. It just was the right touch to kind of top off this page. So just wanted to share that real quick. See you in the next video. Bye.